You're here. Okay. Let's see, what can we do with you? I see. Well, now let me get a good look here. You know, I'm going to need to get some gloves for this because I am going to have my hands all over your very plain, unadorned face. So I gotta keep my hands clean from your oils because that's not entirely pleasant. So I'll just be right back. I had to grab my special gloves all the way from the other room. Now we have them. Now I can protect my hands from your boring face. Now let's see here. You're in today because you have rightfully so found your face to be extremely boring and uninspiring, and you would like my help. Well, you've come to the right place, and I will be able to help with this tragically plain face of yours. Now, what I would like to do is I'm going to draw beautiful runes all over your face and even into your scalp. So then you will be a little more interesting to look at because right now you're just so dreadfully boring. I have my jar of pens here. Please take a look at the colors that I have here and the different styles and tell me which one you would like. And then we can move forward with that. Would you like multicolor? That would charge more. I would charge you more for it, but if you're willing to pay for the service of having extra colors etched into your skin, then by all means let me know which ones you'd like and which one you would like to be your primary color. This one then. Okay. Let's put this aside for now. And now we can get started on this oh so boring face of yours. I would like to start at your temple because then we can decide what kind of design we're going to draw upward into your scalp. That sound good to you? Okay, let's get you turned a little this way so it'd be easier for me. We're just going to start etching into your skin here. If you would like to, you can go ahead and close your eyes because you're going to be here for a while. We have a lot of work to do on you. And I don't necessarily want to hear you complain about how long it's taking. There we go. Already we're getting a beautiful design etched out into your temple here. And it's not too painful, is it? I mean, if you'd like, I can make it more painful, but there are a few people who come in who want it to feel like needles, like they're getting a tattoo. Other people are fine with it just being like, I'm drawing on your face with markers. So whatever you want. I'm serving you after all. For a very generous fee. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want, I can also offer you a numbing solution, but most people are pretty okay with just the natural sensation that comes along with this procedure. Well, since we're going to be here for a while, why don't you tell me what brought you in today and made you realize that your boring face needs a little help? Yeah. See, that's usually how these things start out. You're just looking in the mirror and you realize how absolutely unremarkable you are. Okay, I think we're done with this side of your face for now. Why don't we move down from your temple here and we'll start with your cheekbone. Start framing your eye over here. Is that good? Okay. Now, since I will be etching around the delicate eye area here, you may want to close your eyes. Sometimes people's eyes get all watery when I'm working on it. So it's better if you just close your eyes and try to keep all those tears inward. Nobody really wants to see them. And I don't want your tears to smear my work here. Yeah, there we go. I know you can't really get a good look at yourself right now. And you can't possibly imagine what my work will look like when it's all complete because you're so simple-minded, but I hope the procedure is at least pleasant enough for you for the time being. It doesn't hurt, at least, anyway, right? Okay, good, because I don't really want to hear your whining. There we go. That's looking so much better. We're covering up this very plain, boring skin tone of yours with some nice color. Very good. Okay, now we've got your cheekbone all nicely etched out and framed. We're gonna draw this down a little bit more toward your jawline. So just stay patient and be quiet as I continue etching these delicate lines downward to your jawline. What an absolutely unremarkable jawline you have. At least it's defined enough that I know when is a good place to stop. Because some people, it's so insignificant that it's just like your cheek becomes your throat. And so I have to draw in a jawline for them. But it's so much better when I can work with somebody who's actually well sculpted. I wouldn't count you as one of those, though. Don't worry, I wouldn't want to put that kind of pressure on you. Just gently making our way down. Just gently drawing on your neck. What a wonderful time to be alive, huh? You can just come into a salon like this and get some help because, gosh, does your face need it. And already, about a third of your face is looking so much better than it did when you came in. I'm sure you must feel proud about that, huh? See, when you looked in the mirror, you probably thought it's going to take a very long time for you to get any kind of help at all because it's just so plain and unremarkable. But one good thing I will say about somebody who has such plain features as yours is that it makes it a lot easier to design around it and create some new beauty and aesthetic that wasn't there before. Now I'm just working with your hairline up on your forehead. Such a boring forehead. I mean, you don't even have a widow's peak or anything. At least your hairline is not receding. Is that a good depth along your hairline? We're just gonna scratch around here, get this all settled in. Nice and inky. And then maybe later on we'll go over one of the other colors that you were interested in getting. Just working on your forehead. Just working on your forehead. I would advise you to keep your eyes closed here because if you open your eyes while I'm working on your forehead, I might just poke you in the eyes on accident. Or maybe I did it on purpose. I did have a client come in here one time who accused me of poking her eyes on purpose, and to be honest, maybe I did because she was a little irritating and she kind of deserved it. There we go. That's good. good forehead here, and I will say you, although your features are otherwise very remarkable, your nose is so tiny. I wonder how you're able to get much air in here. Is your nose working at all? Is it getting nice, warm, moistened air up into your lungs? Well, as long as you're still alive and you can still use your nose as it's intended to be used, I'd say that's not exactly a win, but at least you're not losing. Your nose is so small I can barely get anything etched into it. That's fine. People aren't really going to be looking at your nose anyway. You have to accentuate around your cheek bones to get your eyes nicely framed, and then your mouth, of course. And wow, you have some of the thinnest lips I've ever seen. Do you ever put any color on these? You have to be careful with what kind of color you choose, because if you use the wrong color, you'll just be emphasizing how thin your lips are. And I wouldn't recommend that you get any fillers or anything like that either, because it's just going to look like you're made of plastic. But the way that I am examining your skin here, sometimes it does feel a little like I'm drawing into a plastic face. And that's not your fault. My pen dropped. Excuse me, let me pick that up. It's not your fault your skin feels like plastic. But I can blame you if you use the wrong lip color, because somebody told you that it would emphasize your features, and really it just emphasizes how thin your lips are. You don't want to be reminded of that. You want to bring attention to these things, your eyes and your lips. You want to emphasize the features that you do have and not try to turn them into something that they aren't. Because somebody who has very thin lips who puts on red lipstick, well, you look like you're trying too hard. There's art in subtlety. And even though I am etching all over your face with these beautiful runes and these beautiful colors that will emphasize the beauty that was not there before, that's my job, not yours. It's our job to, just try not to offend people with your appearance. Very well, we've done the center of your face. Now we are moving on to the temples and forehead on this side, and we again are going to extend upward into your hairline to make sure that these runes, if your hairline ever does recede, go along with the runes themselves and not your hair, because that would be embarrassing if your hair started to recede and the art here just stopped, and it shows how full your hairline was before, but now it no longer is. That's just embarrassing. We don't want that, so we're gonna try to future-proof this by starting with our artwork and ending your artwork beyond your current hairline into your scalp. And I'm right-handed, so if I'm etching over your face right now and my fingers are getting into your eyes, you better have your eyes closed, because it would hurt if I poked them. Because I kind of have to rest my hand on something. I can't really just freehand a floating hand over your face. I could, but I just have better stability if I have my pinky to rest on something, which is probably your brow bone, your cheekbone, and not your eyeball. Do you understand? Okay, great. I have to say that we are making good progress. once you're done here, you're gonna want to not wash your face with soap and water for 12 hours. If you absolutely must clean your disgusting orifices from your face, then I would suggest that you use micellar water instead. Do not use alcohol either. That can also mess with the transfer of the ink. We don't want that. This is a very expensive artistic process, and you don't want it to go to waste by suddenly deciding that you need to clean your face. Well, you should have cleaned your face before you came here. Even though your features are rather plain and unremarkable, I have to say it is a bit of a pleasant process for me to be working on your skin and scalp, making this very easy for me, and not a lot of clients are able to do that. So, thank you for being easy to work with. Okay, we got that all nicely etched into your hairline. Very smooth. It's a beautiful transition. If your hair starts to recede, nobody will be able to tell, based on the etchings on your face, that your hairline was anywhere farther out. Now we're done with your temple. We're going to continue downward over here to your cheekbone. Thank you for keeping your eyes closed this entire time. As I said, it would be a shame if I just poked your eyeball with my pinky because I need to rest it on something. You know, all this color is really doing you a lot of favors. You have no idea, but I'm looking at your skin tone, and I feel like if you used a little shimmer or a little glitter on your eyelids, it would really accentuate these etchings in your skin, and it would just bring out certain highlights. Dimension. It'll add dimension to your face. So, even though your unremarkably plain face is very clean, and thank you for making that easier for me, if you don't normally wear makeup, then I would suggest you just add a little shimmer, a little glitter, a little highlight. Again, to add dimension to your face so it won't look so boring. And I would recommend, because your lips are so thin, that you try to emphasize your eyes a bit more than your mouth. Alright, finishing up your jawline here. Your cheekbone, and now we're going to move down to your jawline, which is actually, interestingly enough, a little more defined than the other side of your face, and I think that is because of the asymmetry of your face. Don't worry, we all have asymmetrical faces. We can't all be gorgeous, symmetrically faced celebrities. You certainly aren't. And I'm not saying that I am either, but I have the power of my artistic skin etchings and a little knowledge of makeup to know that can balance these things out. And so can you. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make those mere mortals of us who do not have completely symmetrical faces into something a little more eye-catching. Not so plain, something that's worth talking about. We work around here. There. Okay, let's go and look at you from the front. You can open your eyes now if you want. You want to look in the mirror? It's right over there. You can look at your face if you feel like it. I'm just going to look over your face right now, see if there's anything that I missed. I mean, everything looks pretty even to me. What do you think? Okay, good, because if you had any thoughts about the asymmetry of your own face, I wouldn't be able to do anything about it anyway. Sorry, hon, but those are genetics. Yeah. That's okay. Pretty even. Now, this is the other color that you wanted me to use, right? Okay. I'm just going to go over what I've etched already before. And we're just going to add just a little contrasting flourishes. Nothing that's going to really take over your face or draw too much attention away from the etchings that I have already completed, but just to add a little more visual interest so your face isn't all just the same color. Very good. Yeah, sorry. You're such exciting company that I'm starting to yawn because at least you're not arguing with me. And again, thank you for that. Thank you for being so willing to go along with all of my suggestions. Because again, I am the expert and you are not. Some people always want to get their opinion in, and I'm like, okay, but you came to me and I'm the professional, so I think maybe you should just keep your mouth shut and go along with what my suggestions are. Because if you really were the expert at this, you would have done this at home, and you didn't. Because you're terrible at this. Okay. Now again, we just want to add a little contrast, little highlights. Don't want to overtake the original color too much, so now we're pretty much done with this side of your face. And now we have to continue on with the center. There we go. Just starting where we can and filling in a little color and contrast here and there. Across your forehead. little here and there to put to your scalp. Okay, now we're gonna move down to this very small nose of yours, which astounds me how you can get any kind of air in through this. If it works for you, you just have the most unremarkably plain, thin lips here. Just gonna dot around it. You know, you could go to somebody to get your lips tattooed. I would not recommend you get lip fillers though. Sometimes I think if people could just go to like a geneticist and get their genes rewritten. So you don't have to deal with such thin lips or such a tiny nose. And that is all you're done with the center of your face. Now we're going to move on to this side of your face. Just moving up here into your scalp, past your hairline. Try to get the rest of these all connected, colored in, dotted with a little extra color. That's how we do things around here. We add color. I don't like the gray. I don't like monochromatic stuff. It's too boring. It's too boring. It's too sterile. Already moved on to filling in the dots of your cheekbones over here. And we're just going to move back down to the side of your face. Looking on this side of your face and down to your jawline, which is absolutely asymmetrical. And that is fine because you are human. You are a mere mortal. Just finishing up a little flourish down here on the side of your neck. And that looks like I may be about done. Let me just give you another look and see if we're missing any color in any of these spaces around here. Just add a little more up here. be perfectly symmetrical. Again, we are just mere mortals and we do not have the privilege of having perfectly symmetrical faces, but you can always add a little charm and artwork and have things work out like that. And that's why some of us have jobs. There we go. Okay. I think I'm about done here. Let me put that away. And your face looks so much better than it did when you first came into me. I am a genius. And you have been such a good canvas for me to work on. The ink on your face lasts a good while, but if you ever think that it feels like it's fading in vibrancy, you can always come back and I'll do a little touch up for a good view, of course. But who else better to go with than with me? Again, I would not recommend you do this yourself, but... And remember that you must not clean your face with soap or water or alcohol for the next 12 hours, just to let the ink really set into your skin. Alright. Well, I'm done with you, so have a good day and get out of here.